everybody. Welcome to Good to Know Shreveport Bossier. This is a podcast. We showcase all the good things happening in and around our community. My name is Jeff Beimfohr. Over here is French fry maker extraordinaire, co-host Paul Reiser. He's a member of the Committee of 100. And every podcast, we focus on topics and initiatives that do, as I said, have positive impacts on our community. We have new episodes available every other Wednesday. And you can find Good to Know wherever you listen to podcasts. And as usual, I will allow you to do the honors to our special guest and make the introductions. Stand by. In about 5 minutes, we'll get around to introducing you.
Sounds good.
Jeff, thank you for the honor, and as per usual, it is an honor. Hey, today's going to be fun.
I had a feeling.
Because we're going to be talking about entertainment and culture.
Oh, that's like culture is not in my bag, man.
Well, Jeff, I know you think of me as spreadsheets and burger flipping only, but I am
Minus
culture.
the spreadsheets. Yes.
So, no, I love theater. You a theater guy?
I like theater. I was in a few
theater.
plays in college.
Well, we have one of the longest running theaters here in Shreveport of the whole country.
Is that right?
In the whole country. And today we have the director, the artistic director from the Little Theater in Shreveport.
And it's
Sandy.
Sandy.
No,
I thought it was Betty or Veronica.
Or Veronica, whichever one.
it is
fine.
Laura Beeman. It's Beeman, right?
It
Laura
is
Beeman Nugent.
Nugent, correct.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
And I
So-
said Sandy in case you're listening because you're dressed like Sandy because today happens to be a special day.
It does happen to be Halloween, and my full-time job is a teacher, and so we have a dress-up day today, and so I was like, you know what? Let me pull from the costume closet and put on something real quick and easy. So this is not what I normally look like.
But you said your students didn't get it.
They did not. I
Yeah.
said, we have reached a generation that does not know Grease. And I'm like, although I won't show it to them because there are some questionable things in Grease. So it's like, oh, it's fine. You're more High School Musical, I suppose.
That's right. Oh, High School Music. But anyway, we're not even going to go there.
Yeah, I think we already went there, but let's backtrack.
But I do want to talk about this theater, this Little Theater in Shreveport, because it's the longest. Tell me about the history of the Little Theater, because this has had a lot of impact.
Yeah, so it is one of, if not the longest continually producing community theaters in the United States. So we started in 1922, and we are now in our 103rd season. So we produced without stopping during the Great Depression, during World War II. We had 2 fires, one that burned down the backstage, and then while we were rebuilding almost 22 years later, the second fire burned down the entire building. And we still produced, and then through COVID, we did several virtual shows. So we have not stopped producing in 103 years. And so there's a little bit of like, were you guys the first ones? It's like, okay, well, we're one of America's longest continually producing community theaters.
Oh, that's neat.
The neat thing about community theater, so I talk about things to do in Shreveport. So if you love going to a theater, you put on some fantastic plays.
We do.
But if you love being in theater, guess what? It's all local, right?
It is all local.
Actors.
Yeah,
so you can be in a play?
You can be in a play. You know, it's we always say, come play with us, because we produce plays.
Great tagline.
And musicals. Yeah, just come play with us. It's very big. The community aspect of what we do is enormous to us. It's part of our mission statement. It's to enrich the lives of the community through the arts, guided by professionals. So there are a few of us that get paid very small, but for the most part, I know it's a labor of love. For the most part, it's all volunteer based. Our actors, we have people that have their MFAs in acting that come and do shows, and then we have individuals that came and saw a play and was like, I want to try that out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, come audition and have fun. We really just want to embody that spirit of community and foster creativity and give people an outlet just to come and play. And find something new about themselves that maybe they didn't know they had.
You're doing It's a Wonderful Life right now?
Yeah, so It's a Wonderful Life is what we were in rehearsal for.
Don't you see him in the Jimmy Stewart role?
Right?
See ya?
Paul! Come on, Paul!
Tall,
I don't
skinny.
know.
Yeah, maybe not.
Brooke?
Clarence? I don't know, Clarence.
A redemption story. So maybe it should be you, Jeff.
Yo.
No, well, no, I'm not. He's too pure for me.
That's right. You'd be one of the mean, the mean ghosts
Mr.
or something.
Potter.
That's
Okay.
it.
You're
That's
Mr.
it.
Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what if a person can't act or sing or dance like Jeff or I, but they still want to be involved?
Wait, you've never seen me in a play. How do you know this? You're making a big assumption.
You know, yeah, you do look like a thespian to me.
I've been called worse.
Were you in plays in college or something?
I was in a couple, yeah.
What were you in?
Amazingly, I can't even remember the name of it, but it started, I played the part of a news anchor.
Oh.
Yeah, it's amazing. I
started it.
Yeah.
You
and
still
I had this
do.
little clicker. They had me up on stage, and I would have them change the slides and click, click, or whatever.
Love.
So,
Love.
yeah. And it took off from there, and here I am
Then
today.
here you are.
Wow. So I must have played the role of a French fry cook in one of the plays.
Yeah, did they have that back then?
Yeah, they cook them over a
We'll have to
fire.
research and see what shows have that.
So it is, I would like to say, the fun part is going to see a play is so much
Yeah.
fun, but being in a play is so much fun. So
Yeah.
did you tell me somebody once said this was like a bucket list thing for them?
Yes, yeah. She's actually in It's a Wonderful Life right now. It was her bucket list thing. I know she would not mind me talking about her. She's 73 and just decided, like, I just want to be in a play. And so it was like, yeah, come on. And it's really the community aspect of it. We talked about how it's not just the community that supports the theater, it is us as a professional staff that supports the community that sees plays, the community that works on the technical aspect of plays, and then the community of the actors. They all form their little own family, and you know, every circle, we always do a circle, which is like, we go out there and like, let's give them a really good show, yeah. It's like an amp up, but we always
Much like
say,
Sandy in Greece.
yeah. But we always say at the end, like, this is our family, and this family will never be together again, and we're not going to create the same experience. But what we ask you to do is to bring the joy that you have found here and bring it out. Come do another show, bring that joy into the community, but also bring that joy back to the theater. If you had fun, come back and audition for another show. So it really is about building that aspect of community throughout everyone's experience.
All right. How strong is the theater community in Shreveport?
It is pretty strong.
Pretty strong?
For a smaller city. I mean, we have Bossier Arts Council produces shows, Marjorie Lyons Playhouse produces shows, Stage Center, you've got Shreveport Little Theater, you've got St. Paul's just started their own dinner theater, and so it's actually thriving for a community that is on the smaller side, not Dallas size.
So how many people would come see one of the shows, and how many nights does it run?
So typically our structure is we do 7 shows, and so
Wow.
we open on a Friday night. We have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the following week we have Friday 2 shows on Saturday, and we close on a Sunday. And depending on nicket sales, like Still Magnolias, of course, is sold out. We actually added an
nice.
8th performance because it sold out so quickly, and so you're looking at usually about 1,500 to 2,000 people that will come through the doors to see a show. And we're already tracking that It's a Wonderful Life is probably going to sell out as well. It's such a well-known movie.
Is it going to run through Christmas? It must run through
we,
Christmas,
well,
right?
we close right before Christmas.
Okay.
So we do try to be very considerate of everybody's time.
Right.
And so we open it December 13th and we close on December 22nd. So
Okay.
that
Close enough.
Close enough,
Yeah.
right? And I actually would probably say we would not do this to the actors, but there's probably a likelihood that if we extended after Christmas that people would still come because it's it's the holiday spirit. It's a beautiful story. The music is fantastic, and so it's like, yeah, we just want everybody to feel good, like uplift during the holidays. And
Yeah, I think I've seen that movie like 1,000 times a year since I was 5 years old, maybe something like that.
Yeah, it's the same. Like my parents shared it with me. My daughter is in the show, and so we will watch the movie after we do the play.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just one of those feel-good holiday.
Clarence, I see you as Clarence.
Clarence,
Yeah.
Tinkerbell, whatever you call it.
Well, I have nothing to say about that.
Well, I mean, one reason that these plays are so well performed is you have a lot of experience. The
I
staff does. So
do.
you started in it, you toured the country, you've got master's degrees in theater and education.
do.
Tell
It
us a little bit about how you got into it.
So I started in high school, and my time at SLT actually started my senior year of high school. The former artistic director, Robert Darrow, I was in the Bossier Youth Leadership Program, and we had an an artistic session about the arts community in Shreveport. And he came in and he said, I'm actually looking for a young actress, so if any of you are interested. And I was like, oh, me. I'll come. So I came and auditioned for him. It was his first show as artistic director, and it's kind of like kismet the way that all of this happened. And so I was in his first show as artistic director as a teenager, and just loved it. Again, that aspect of community. The adults in the show, I was one of the only young kids in the show. The adults embraced, were wonderful. Like, I remember being so in awe because Teddy Allen was in the show, and I was like, man. I read your articles like all of the time. Like, I'm starstruck. But it was a wonderful experience. And so I ended up going to BIPSI and got my theater degree from BIPSI, and then literally graduated on a Friday, and that Sunday I was flying to Missoula, Montana to train with the Missoula Children's Theater, which is a national children's theater. I toured the United States and Canada, actually had to drive to the Yukon Territory from Montana, wow. Which was wild. Yeah. It was like you literally hit a part of Canada where it's just gravel road, and it's like, okay, wow, this is interesting.
See any bears?
Yeah, yes, and a moose. You know, I'm like, they train you to like, okay, if you see a deer, just center it. I'm like, how do you center a moose? It's bigger than what we're driving. And then I came back home and just fell in love with children's theater so much while I was on tour that I was like, this is what I want to do. This is my calling. At 18, I would have been like, I'm going to Broadway. But no, right. Fell in love with children's theater, ended up getting my theater degree from Louisiana Tech, my bachelor's, got my master's from LSUS, Master of Arts with an emphasis in theater. And then in 2007, worked with the artistic director, Bobby, and started a Children's Theater Academy, just to give, again, the youth in our area. I'm very big about if we do not give youth a special experience, whether it's on stage or off stage or in the audience or working tech, then we as an art form will die slowly. So that was a big passion project, was making sure that we're able to train the next generation to have wonderful experiences in theater, and so that they'll come back and support. And it's funny because we started it in 2008, and currently in It's a Wonderful Life, one of our original Academy members is playing Mary, which is like, this is why we do what we do, because she went to New York, and has come back home, and now she's back on the stage at SLT. So it's one of those full circle moments again. Right. So it's fantastic.
Oh wait, I just remembered something. A Lion in Winter. That's another play I was in college.
Nice. That sounds right up a college alley.
It does. Okay.
Cool, man. Things I don't know about you, Jeff.
So you thought I was kidding. You thought I was
the
kidding.
Green Lantern, and now
my favorite
Lion in
superhero
Winter.
of all time.
I love it.
And he played basketball.
Well, you are very tall. There's that.
I am.
You talk about Teddy Allen. Now he's funny.
Oh my gosh,
and
he's
what
so
a
funny.
gracious guy. He's great to meet, and I'm sure he was fun to be in the play with.
Yes.
But over 103 years, has there been some famous people come through our theater?
There have been. So George Carlin is probably the one that most people will be like, whoa.
Really? I'm going low right now.
Yeah, so
really?
George Carlin was stationed at Barksdale Air Force Base, and in 1958, he did a desk set at the theater. So he was in a show at SLT when they had auditions for Gone with the Wind. They came to Shreveport and auditioned, and a local actress was actually cast in the movie. And also one of our former Academy kids, if you know Michelle Carre, she is a huge YouTube person.
Cool.
Yeah, so she did Challenge Accepted.
Are you familiar with Michelle Carre?
No.
Challenge Accepted.
Okay.
It's a YouTube channel. It is fantastic. Yeah. She is big time. If you're trying to influence the next generation, tell them Michelle Carre.
Yeah, Michelle Carre. Jalen Livingston was an original Academy member, and he is a director on Broadway. He just directed the revival of Cats. That was all the rage because it took a creative.
Cats, Jeff. Were you in Cats?
No, but I saw Cats. So that qualifies.
Yeah, and we've got other Academy students. Dalton Smiley is an influencer on TikTok and Instagram, and so it's really special to see that that love for performance instilled in the younger generation, and now they're off and running with it.
Right. You talk about staying relevant for the next generation.
Yeah.
That's what they're into. So
Yeah.
they can take this training and this learning and
Correct.
go to YouTube. I'm telling you, man, challenge accepted. You need to check it out.
You should.
All right, now that you've challenged me to
she'll
watch
do a
Challenge
thing. She's like,
Challenge
okay, I'm going to
accepted.
learn to be a Olympic fighter in the
Yeah.
next 90 days. And
Oh.
she just goes through these transformations, and then I'm going to run a marathon in
Yeah.
the hottest place on earth or something.
Yeah.
It's just crazy things. The Houdini one was the best.
The Houdini one was pretty phenomenal.
I got to go watch the new. No.
Yeah.
But anyway,
watch the black
so that's
belt one.
cool. She was here.
Yeah, so she went to
Okay.
Caddo Magnet, and when we did our first production of High School Musical, oddly enough, she was our Gabriella, and she continued. We did Les Mis,
Okay.
and she was Cosette, and
Wow, you did Les Mis?
We did do Les Mis with high school students, and it was phenomenal because at that point, Les Mis was only available for high schools. Like you could only do it with high school students, and so because it was still on Broadway, and so she was Cosette, and so it's just really great to see the impact that you have on the lives of the community and how they run with it. And I always talk about we have Taylor Wilmore. He was an Academy student and is now a doctor, a medical doctor. But he always, it was the same thing. He's just got this personality, and it was like what he did with us helped him to be able to develop those soft skills. And he's a phenomenal doctor.
That name sounds very familiar. Why would I know him?
Probably from Wilmore Snacks. The
Maybe
Wilmore
that's
Snacks
it. That's
people?
possibly it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The vending machines.
Who knows, Jeff?
Which
You
I'm
know a lot
not
of
really
people.
getting the time. Does he own that too?
His parents do.
I have no idea. So this academy you keep talking about, is that still going? That's
It
something
is.
that's still.
It is. So we
Then kids come to it. They want to be part of this.
So we are about to open Wizard of Oz. I'm not sure if this will be out by the time we open Wizard of Oz, but we have 47 kindergarten through 8th grade students. So we have two different divisions of the academy. We have the Junior Academy, which is K through 8th, and then we have the Senior Academy, which is 8th through 12th grade. And the Senior Academy is a little bit more intensive. It trains high school students on if they're going into theater, what to expect when they go to audition for college programs, or if they just want to have fun and do something outside of what they would normally do.
Come have fun with us.
Yeah, come play with us.
Play with us.
Come play with us.
I gotta get that tag down.
Yeah, that's right. We're gonna put that
Challenge
at the bottom
accepted.
of everything. Challenge accepted.
Come on.
Play. Oh, I love it.
This guy's a professional.
Yeah, so it is again, it's a passion project, and just being able to watch. The Petzolds, I know you know the Petzolds. They're a great example. Both of their kids started with the academy, and then the parents, Emily and Terry, decided they want to get involved and have fun. And so both Emily and Terry Petzold have been on the stage because their kids started many years ago. So it can become very quickly a family affair. and
How is it working with kindergartners when you're trying to direct them to do things?
I always say it's like herding cats. You know, it's
That's a good play too.
it's-
I've heard.
Oh, it's wonderful. Yeah, cats. But you know, what we do is it is a place to have fun. It is low stakes.
Okay.
They always know, like, it is about the process. It's about what you learn. And I always say, when the show opens, I can't tell you what's going to happen because we've rehearsed, and we've done blocking and we've done choreography, and lo and behold, there's going to be a child who wanders on stage and does something funny or waves at their parents, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's right, you have fun. It is a-okay.
Good.
Like, so yeah, just let them have fun, let them enjoy the arts, and hope that we give them such wonderful memories that when they're 30 years later, they'll
Yeah.
come back and support again.
So if people do want to get involved with your group, your theater, or they want to work in the crew, or
Yes.
be how do they do it?
So the biggest thing, we have an audition email list that we collect email addresses and we blast out. We do all of our press releases. We have a Facebook page that has all of our information, and it's just really contacting us. The box office also can take information, and it's just contacting us saying, "Hey, I want to get involved," and we will reach out and be like, "Here are the opportunities that are coming up. Come play with us." I just keep saying that. Come
I
play
like
with us. But yeah, so
where is the little theater itself?
it is on the corner of Margaret and Line. So the Women's Department Club is right on the corner. And then we're right next door to the Women's Department Club, which is great as well. Will Broyles with the Louisiana Bandstand. We're going to, Louisiana Grandstand, not Bandstand. We're going to try to start working with him as well. Again, bringing the arts and bringing culture to the city in new and innovative ways.
How many plays do you do during the course of a year, and where do you come up with them?
Oh, so we do 11.
Holy smokes.
11.
One a month, basically?
Basically. August is our dead time.
Wow.
But we have 3 junior academy, K through 8, 1 senior academy, 8 through 12. We have 5 main stage shows and 1 lanyap show. So the lanyap show is our little something extra. It's typically a little edgier, not what you would typically see on stage, but again, it gives audiences opportunities to discuss relevant issues through the play. But we really do, like, we're starting, Still Magnolias opened in October, Wizard of Oz is in November, It's a Wonderful Life is in December, Doubt is in January, I Love You, You're Perfect Now Change is in February, 13 is in March, May We All is in April.
It's a shame you can't remember your schedule.
I know, right? It's oh gosh, I'm like, I know everything until probably December of 2025. But we have a production committee on our board of directors, and so I'm tasked with figuring out what the season should look like, and then I divvy up among the production committee. Like, here is a slate of plays and musicals. You need to read them, listen to them, and then they have a form that they fill out that rates on a sliding scale. Like, we think this would be fantastic for our audiences, or we think this may be more of a lanyap show because it's a little bit edgier. We look at content, we look at variety, so that we're not offering the same thing all of the time. And so they're tasked, and we've already started on that. So we started, we don't typically announce our season until April. So our fiscal year is July through June. So we usually don't announce our new season till April, but we've already started so that we get like a well-rounded view of what we can offer our community. So, yeah.
Wow.
They're tasked with a lot.
Keep you hopping, huh?
Yeah.
And this is your part-time job. What do you do for a living?
This is my part-time job. Like I said, I am a full-time theater and film teacher. And I absolutely love it.
So you're putting on more plays at Loyola.
Correct. At
That's
Loyola, I'm putting on
unbelievable.
more plays.
How do you keep all this stuff straight?
That's why I say it's my ADHD superpower. I have found that part of the ADHD is you hyper-focus on one thing, and mine is a calendar. I have calendars everywhere. And so I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing today. This is what I'm doing tomorrow. Like, it's wild.
Wow, that's crazy.
But it's fun.
So if people want to see a show or be in a show, this is a great opportunity.
It really is.
Or come see one and see if you want to be in it.
Correct. I mean, I really can't tell you how many times people have walked in to the audition room and have said, like, oh, I saw Mamma Mia last summer, and I was like, I want to do a summer show. And it's like, welcome. Here you are.
Yeah.
So it's just really special. Or somebody will say, like, I can't act, sing, or dance, but I can build a mean set of stairs. And it's like, well, come on in, and we'll have our set builder. You can work with our set builder.
Do
So
you have a website that people should
we
go
do.
to?
It's Shreveport Little Theater, RE.com. And it's got all of our information. You can buy tickets there. You can get our history, learn about everything that we talked about today, sign up for the audition email list, see our board of directors. Like, it is all there.
Good.
How much does a ticket usually cost to see a show?
So for a straight show, it's $25 for main stage, because we have different prices for the Academy. A musical is $30. And, you know, a lot of our funding comes from ticket sales and patron support. And I think every nonprofit knows that the patron support is huge. And so when we look at how can the community support us, besides coming to see a show, because it does cost a pretty penny to produce a show.
Yeah.
Sure.
We are starting to accept donations for specific projects. So when the theater burnt down and we rebuilt in 2011, we got all of the up-to-date lighting equipment, right? We haven't updated it, and it's 2024, and so we're still using old school lighting equipment, and there's LEDs, like the whole LED technology. So we're starting to have specific things that people can donate to. Like, if you want to donate to our roof leaking, you can donate to that specifically.
Gotcha.
We need to update our microphones. You can donate to that specifically. So yeah, just to try to give people an attachment to what they're donating to.
Sure. Got about a minute left here. What's the closing message you want to leave folks with?
Here is what I want to say.
Okay.
Without our community, then we would not be where we are today. We would not have lasted 103 years, 103 seasons.
Yeah.
So knowing that the community is not just the people that walk through the front door. It is the people that walk through every door, the stage door, right? The studio door. They are why we are here, and they are why we are supported and why we continually still produce. So I just want to say thank you to our community for keeping us alive for 103 years, and let's do it for 103 more.
Very ambitious.
Yes.
All
we'll all be dead and gone by then, but that's okay.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I love your energy. Our theater and our school kids are in good hands.
Yes.
With Sandy.
With Sandy.
Shreveport Little Theater, or Betty or Veronica, whichever you.
Or Laura
Whichever
Beeman.
I guess you would be
cheerleader.
Betty.
Or Laura Beeman.
Laura
Yeah,
Beeman.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching Good to Know Shreveport Bossier. You can catch it on all of your podcasts. We got more coming next week. For Paul Reiser, I'm Jeff Beimfohr. Have a good one, everybody.